Imagine stepping into a landscape that feels like another planet, where the rugged terrain and the surreal rock formations tell stories of ancient times. In this video, we'll take you on an unforgettable journey to the Valley of the Moon. Welcome to day 4 of our Atacama Desert adventures. This is our last day, and I think we may only have time for the Moon Valley. We've been waiting the whole trip for this day.
Turn left onto Route 23.
And this is the only day we could get tickets. We didn't realize ahead of time that you needed to get tickets. And all the other days were sold out or closed, or we're not sure. It could have been that tickets weren't available because of Easter weekend. But this was our only day that we could get tickets during our time here. So we are doing that today. And I'm kind of excited. We don't know how long we'll be there. They say plan on 4 to 5 hours for the Valley of the Moon. So I don't think we have 4 or 5 hours, but we'll do as much as we can. So come along with us. We are now officially in the Moon Valley. We checked in at the information, got our map, our trusty little map that tells us the quickest we could get through all 4 sections of this map is, I think he said 3.5 hours?
Yeah, if we take the short hikes.
If we take the short hikes, it's 3.5 hours. So this is all I guess we'll be doing today, but I think it'll be worth it. I'm excited. I'm excited about this one. So come along with us. I think it'll be fun. We have a 5-kilometer drive to our first lookout spot and hike, and it's, I believe, the sand dunes spot. And there are 2 lookout locations in which you can hike. Oops, I moved the camera, sorry. I'm looking at the map. Which you can hike to, or you can just do the one, and it takes about 30 minutes, I think he said. So I'm not sure. I don't know if I can do a hike in the sand dunes with my ankle still weak, but maybe Len will, and that's good. I encourage him to. But this is our drive to our first stop. Does it look like the moon? Does it look like the
plans?
Does it look like, yeah, don't look at the plans. Does it look like the moon?
Here is some of the scenery that we're seeing as we drive through Valley of the Moon. When you come in here, you can drive through and you go to different stations or stops. Here we're at the sand dune in Valley de Luna. I'm walking on my own today up the sand dune because Roxanne's ankle isn't ready for the type of walking in sand that you need to do to get to the top here. Plus it's either a half an hour to an hour walk depending on which trail you take. It's super hot. When we came, I had this naive impression that we'd be walking literally up the sand dune, but no walking on the sand dune is allowed. The trail is to the side of the sand dune. And the trail is shaped like a triangle. If you go the full trail, it's a full triangle. If you go half the trail, it's a smaller triangle trail. But I believe it'll eventually lead us to the top. Here we're at the top of Mirador number 2. That's the closest mirador with spectacular scenery. 360 degrees around us. This is the view from Mirador number 1 at the sand dunes. Beautiful. Well worth the extra time to come the extra distance to this mirador. Here we're at Mirador Achaches. And the highlight here is that U-shaped mountain, which is referred to as the amphitheater, which is sedimentary rock that's been changed by geological forces, forcing it upwards into the shape of a cup. Here's the lookout from Mirador number 1 at Ache Lookout. Giving you a 360 view. Here's the lookout from Mirador number 2 on Ache Mirador. It's beautiful. And I'm lucky to be here without a crowd. This is Valley de Luna, Valley of the Moon. It certainly looks like it could be. And at this lookout, I'm just opposite of the lookout for the dune, which is just there. So that I showed you that lookout there a little earlier. So the dune here is just about as high as the mountain itself here. To get to the miradors, you walk through these trails through the park. You need to stay on them, but some of them are relatively not that bad, and some are very steep. It's just absolutely beautiful. I can't film enough. I don't know how well it shows, but in the distance you can see the Andes Mountains, snow-capped. Here at the salt mine we found what looks like a mining pit. There's an old ladder in there. Obviously it's a restricted area. Looks like maybe they were digging down further and further to get to the salt. And as you can see from the other footage, the whole place it's almost like the salt is bleaching out of the ground, which is, I think, what it is doing. Here we are in the valley, the Moon Valley, at the Tres Marias, the Three Marias, which you would think is a major sight to see. I'm just going to let Roxanne walk up to the site so you can see it.
Yeah, hopefully you're not as disappointed as we are.
I saw online from a few years ago, people were actually right up at this spot, but obviously the restrictions have occurred since then, because it looks like the closest we can get is about 30 yards to this structure, which is 3 rocks sticking out of the ground.
Are they supposed to be angels with wings?
Well, I'm not sure what 3 Marias means, but
That's them.
That one looks like it fell over.
Well, it looks like wings on the back. And she's
Ah,
climbing up the side.
right.
And then, yeah, they look kind of like they have wings. I'm using my imagination here,
Gonna
guys.
try to zoom as much as I can. That's the one on the right. That's the one in the middle.
In the middle, Maria looks like she's carrying a baby in the back, on her back.
Oh, yes. I should mention, we're here today and we're seeing 4 of the sites, and Roxanne was counting on the map of Valley of the Moon. There's at least 9 sites or sectors of the park here that are closed.
And 2 we were looking forward to. One was the cave and one was the bigger mine that are both closed. So that's a bit disappointing.
And the reason I'm mentioning that is if you were here and you were seeing all of the sites, we've been here and seeing 4 sites, which this is one of them, and the salt mine was another, and we saw the major dune and a mirador, and that's taken us close to
4 hours?
3 hours so far.
No,
4 hours. It's 4
hours.
hours. And I was rushing through those. So I guess I'm diverting. The reason I mention this is if you're coming here and you are seeing all of the multiple sites that are here, I think you would need to be here 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah, and bring food.
And bring food, because
and
there's
water.
And lots of water. It's very hot, and the trekking that you do is steep and taxing, I'll say. At least it was taxing on me.
So we have come to the end of our road in the Valley of the Moon, and it's been 4 hours. It's very, very hot. It's I'm sure you could fry an egg in seconds. And what'd you think of it, Len?
Well, if I was rating it out of 10, I'd probably be a 7 to 8.
Same as the geysers.
I'm partly disappointed because there's numerous sites here to see, but the majority of them are closed.
Yeah.
And we saw 4 sites today. The first one was the Dune Major, which was the major big dune, and then the Mirador Ache, and those were both outstanding and very nice. And then the third we saw was the Victoria Salt Mine, which was
Don't waste your time.
pretty plain.
Yeah.
And we finished it off with a very sad ending of the Tres Marias, which is 3 rocks sticking out of the ground. I don't know what the history of or how it got to be
I
named
don't know
the
anything about it.
3 Marias. But I guess if we had seen the 9 or 10 other
Closed attractions,
that would have been nice. But
it still took us 4 hours to do that.
Yeah, it took us 4
we
hours
did.
just to see those 4 things. So if those other 9 or 10 things had been open, we would have had to spend the whole day here,
Yeah.
literally, and got like a very early start.
And there are people that are biking this. There's like biking tours that are doing this that have come from San Pedro. And I just don't know how they're doing it in this heat. I give them a lot of credit.
Yeah,
I have
there's
all my respect to them.
a couple couples that are actually on par with us,
Yeah,
that-
and they're biking.
and now they're leaving ahead of us.
They're ahead of us. So we're going to make our way back and show you the scenery on the way out. We have 11 kilometers to go through the park here, and so we'll give you some of the sights on the way out.
Yeah, so this is the end of our Atacama
Yeah,
exploring.
yeah.
There is one other spot that we could stop at in the Valley of the Moon,
Which we might stop.
but
just
it's a lookout
Yeah.
that normally you go to watch the sunset.
Yeah, it comes with this ticket, so it's only open for people that have the Valley of the Moon ticket, and usually you go for sunset, which we won't be here for sunset, so we're gonna check it on the way out.
Yeah.
So, but we'll take you with us. Okay, let's go.
Oh, I forgot to mention the cost to come in the park was 10,000 pesos per person, which would work out to $14 Canadian. So it was $28 Canadian for us to come into the park today. And we had to book it online in advance.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was because it was Easter weekend that it was sold out or what, but
Oh.
I don't know. But yeah, we had to book it online. Well, we were going to stop at the Mirador, the outlook that kind of went along with the Valley of the Moon, but we passed it by and didn't notice it. So now we are on our way back to Calama. We've decided to spend the night in Calama instead of in San Pedro. We have an early flight and we just thought it would be calmer and easier if we spent the night there. So we're gonna go check into our hotel. We have another, I don't know, half hour of our drive. I think the drive usually between the two locations is about an hour and a half. So we've driven about an hour so far, and we're just gonna look forward to getting into our own hotel room. I've kind of outgrown hostels. The hostel's life has been tough on me. It wasn't a bad hostel. It just, I want my own bathroom whenever I want it, whenever I need it. So, anything for you, Len? I think Len's looking forward to a good shower. The showers were terrible.
Shower and shave.
Shower and shave, yeah. So, that's where we're heading now.
Kind of sad because we're leaving the desert.
Yeah, the desert's been nice. The scenery's been absolutely beautiful. Nothing like this I've seen before. It's just so different all the time. Different types of mountains, and it's just been really pretty. Different colors. Glad we came.
Yeah.
Sad to go. It's disappointing we didn't get to do more. Our time here wasn't long enough. That's probably my biggest complaint, is we didn't plan to stay longer. We should have.
And if you are planning to come, there's so much to see that 3-4 days won't. You'll have to be very selective about what you want to see. If you want to see it all, come for a week or longer.
Okay, you heard him. Okay, bye. This wraps up our 4-day adventure in the Atacama Desert. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for our next video, where we will be sharing our costs, itinerary, and a few tips on making the best of your time in the Atacama Desert. See you on the next one.